Going. That's right.
Tasting it.
It's busy time for moms and of course families, and so you always have that go-to recipe list. And if you're getting tired and sick of your go-to recipe list, then we have a cookbook you need to check out. It's called the Mom 100 Cookbook, and it is full of recipes for everyone in the family that they will just love, even the pickiest of eaters. And we're joined by the author Katie Workman today in the Stone Creek kitchen, and we are making a variation of sautéed corn, and this just looks amazing. Katie, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. So nice to be here.
Nice to have you. And first of all, can you tell us a little bit about your new cookbook?
Sure. It's called the Mom 100 Cookbook,
Right.
and it's 100 recipes that every mom needs in her back pocket. So the book is organized into 20 dilemmas. So they're dilemmas we all face every day, that I signed up for a potluck and now I don't know what to bring, or your kid comes home and says, Mom, I signed you up to make something for the bake sale and it's tomorrow. Or you're just like, I cannot face the same chicken dish over and over again, or you just have to figure a way to get fish on the table once in a while.
Right, exactly, to get them to eat healthier. And it always seems like they're always hungry. Mine are 16 and 17. It's like, Mom, I'm hungry, always.
Yeah, my kids are heading into that. They're not quite there yet.
Yeah, they're adorable. We're going to meet them soon, too. And so today, this corn sauté, let's get started with this. This looks wonderful.
Well, we're going to make a vegetarian version of the recipe today, and this recipe is incredibly, well, no, we're not.
The bacon
just arrived.
It was
This is magical.
Stephanie ran in and threw the bacon.
That was awesome.
So got the bacon.
I'm going to say that more often. Just wait for bacon to fall from the sky. This is
Stephanie.
fantastic. So the bacon, we have the bacon that has fallen from the sky, and we would have sautéed it, and then we would take it out and put it to the side so it's nice and crisp and crumbled up there.
Right.
And then we put the pan with the leftover bacon grease back on the over the heat, and in goes a little bit of butter, which melts, and then we would add some shallots here.
Yum.
And you can use, if you don't have shallots, use a little bit of garlic. You can use onion. This is an incredibly flexible recipe. And
so if you have really, really picky kids, you can just use, I sometimes slide in green onions, and then the kids would think, honey, it's just seasoning. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Whatever works in your household.
Good.
So, and then this would saute for a little bit, get tender. In goes the corn, the red peppers and the corn. You can use green peppers, orange peppers. You can use anything that you have dragged home from the farmer's market or that's threatening to go yuck in your fridge.
So you can grab things out of the fridge.
Absolutely.
Like I have some leftover chicken in the fridge now. I could go home and make this.
You could saute the chicken up first and put it to the side and add it back in at the end, and then it would be like then it would be a main course, which would be great. So this sautés up for a bit, and then would you grab the spinach, and I'll grab this. So also, you can add that. You add, if your kids are really heat averse, don't do it.
Put a little bit of
red pepper flakes.
Yum.
And always a little bit of salt and pepper in pretty much everything that you make that's savory.
And then you're going to put in the spinach. See, here's some nutrition for them.
So you can add this in batches, and you kind of stir it. And I'm going to add the green onions in as well. Again, if for whatever reason this isn't going to fly in your house, just morph the ingredients so that they work. And you just keep tossing this, and the heat from the corn and all of the vegetables is going to wilt the spinach. So you add the spinach a little bit in batches so it'll sort of cook down.
Right. And while we're watching the spinach cook down a little bit, explain the fork in the road thing. That's really interesting to me.
Sure. So the fork in the road element of the book is the idea that you can take a recipe, prepare it up until a certain point, and then take some of it out and leave it on the plainer and simpler side. And then you can keep adding seasonings and other ingredients, maybe some spice, maybe some heat, so that the more adventurous eaters at the table or the grown-ups at the table are eating something a little bit more, with a little more oomph. So for instance, this recipe, I might have not added the red pepper flakes, and I might take part of it out and leave it on one dish for the kids, and then sprinkle over some red pepper flakes at the end, and then anyone who's heat averse isn't turned off the dish.
And then I love the things in your book that you talk about making, a little bit extra and then putting it away for another meal. We all love that.
Yeah, I'm a huge leftover fan, and there's a lot in the book about repurposing leftovers. So you're not looking at the exact same meal over and over again, but there's, if you have extra cooked chicken, you're halfway to so many different next dinners.
Right.
So
and I think everything can become a soup. Everything.
Exactly. So that should be a T-shirt, I think. Everything can be soup, because I firmly believe that. So back in goes the crumbled cooked bacon at the very end, And then we would just turn this.
Then you have this beautiful dish that we have right here.
So
that's the finished dish, and it's beautiful. And you can garnish it with some peppers or some.
Yeah, and it's a really good recipe, again, to keep in mind, because right now it's real produce season, and there's just so much produce around. You could add chopped tomatoes to this. You could add zucchini. You could add anything that you find, and that you love.
So many great things to cook with. And I love the idea of being able to repurpose those things, and it's all in the book. How many recipes are in this book?
So it's 100 recipes.
100, just like it says.
Right, five recipes for each of these 20 dilemmas, and then there's a lot of menus and also indices in the back so that you can look up for what, all the chicken recipes in the book, or all the 30-minute or less recipes in the book.
Okay, great.
And, so talking about repurposing, that would make a great beginning for quesadilla filling.
Yes, and you know what? We are not done with Katie. This is going to be fun. You're going to share an egg recipe that your son Charlie came up with, right?
Exactly.
That's going to be a lot of fun. So he's going to join us in the kitchen coming up.
I thought it needed some bacon.
It did. That was
good
so
call,
funny.
Good call.
It looked like it was begging for bacon.
I was prepared to work without the bacon. That was hysterical.
All right, well, stay tuned because
it worked, though.
It totally worked. Absolutely. We're so glad you're here with us today. And also you at home, stick around because we'll